Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we will be going over the newest leaked images for the upcoming LEGO Star Wars sets. But before we get into the video, I would like to thank everyone who has been supporting our channel, liking our videos, watching them, commenting on them. Our first video, I think, has somewhere around like 5k views, which is insane. I never thought that we would get that many views, but yeah, thank you guys. Moving over to the sets, first up we have Ahsoka's Clone Trooper Swamp Speeder, which will be coming in at either $20 or $21. It's been fluctuating, but it was actually rumored to be $27 at first until LEGO reduced the price. And looking at it here, I think it is a very good thing that they reduced the price, because $27 for this does not seem worth it at all. And it will also be coming with 108 pieces. Taking a look at the set, as we predicted in our May update video, the 332nd Troopers will be having the infamous helmet holes, which people are not receiving too well. People are making a big fuss about this, and while I don't think that they look good, I don't think that they look too bad either. Hopefully we'll get some extra helmet attachments to fill those awkward holes. For the minifigures, there are 2 jetpack troopers and 1 regular trooper. But the highlight of this set obviously being Commander Vaughn, in which he is actually called Captain Vaughn here for some reason. He looks alright overall. I like how they went ahead and gave him the right markings on his torso though. The main gripe I have with this minifigure is the visor. It's a solid orange, and again, they're using the same old visors from years and years ago. These visors were made a long time ago, and they were intended for the clone troopers of that time and not so much for the more current clone troopers, which is why it would be nice if they made an updated, less bulkier visor, because it does look a little weird on the more modern clone troopers. Or, I mean, even at least some printing like he had in the show would have been a very nice addition to this character. Alright, looking back over to the first 332nd Troopers, there's not really too much to complain about here. Their legs and torso look pretty much just like any other 501st Trooper, as well as their helmet being pretty much identical to the original, not 501st, but 332nd Trooper helmets, except with the awkwardly placed helmet holes. So overall, I think that these look pretty good, except for those helmet holes. I'd say that these are the only thing that's bringing them down. Had LEGO maybe moved them to a more proper place, or just not included the helmet holes at all on these troopers, then I would say that they would be actually pretty perfect 332nd Troopers. But moving over to the build, I can only really see it from one angle, so I can't really have too much of an opinion on it. But for $20, I do think it looks a little dinky, you know, not too well put together. You can see that we have a stud shooter up in the front, and it can be driven by a clone, but I do not see a control panel just like on the previous 501st Specialist Battle Pack, which is, well, kind of a downside, but not too much of a big deal. Then again, the build doesn't look too bad, just a little fragile, but this set definitely won't be bought for the build, it'll be more so bought for the clone troopers. Now, had this been $27 instead of just $20, then I would say that this is not worth it at all. Maybe just buy it for the Commander Vaughn if you want it that bad, but this would be better at maybe about $15 to $16, I would say is the sweet spot, but $20 I guess isn't too bad either. And lastly, I noticed that there is a little turret build on the side that looks to be about, you know, 2, 3, 4 pieces, and to me it's pretty pointless. You could argue that it's a play feature, but even then, kids would either most likely lose it or tear that thing up, because it just doesn't look all that great, and then especially as a collector, it's pretty pointless, so I didn't think that was a very necessary addition to the set. Now moving over to a foil bag, the AT&T foil bag coming out in July and with 62 pieces. This doesn't look bad for its size, but I just don't really care about it that much. However, people who have seen it have actually been commenting very positive things about it. So I think that this will sell very well in the LEGO magazine when it does come out. And moving on to another thing that is coming out in the LEGO magazine, the LEGO Scout Trooper for around $6, and this will be releasing in June. LEGO choosing this minifigure was an alright decision in my opinion, but it's going to probably be the same minifigure as the one from the 4+ set or the diorama set. But we don't know which head will be underneath, so it could be a different face printing for it. Although I do think LEGO would have been better off releasing a clone of some sort. But for us people in the US and Canada, it doesn't really matter too much because we don't get these exclusive LEGO magazines. Moving over to the next actual set, Yoda's Starfighter will be $35 with 253 pieces. This is a remake of the 2017 version, and to be honest, it's a carbon copy of it. Unless you look closer, you can't see that there are different pieces in different places and some seemingly new stickers. Even down to the minifigures, they're the same. I don't think that they're really worth talking about much because they're not really anything special, but this set does come with Yoda and R2-D2. They look similar to any other version that we've gotten of these characters in the past, so that's enough said about the minifigures. Even though I do like the way that this ship is built and portrayed just like in the shows, I do think that a lot of better sets could have taken its place. And with this being a Clone Wars set, I did hear some people say that this would have been a perfect opportunity to include a Darth Bane minifigure, and I really do agree. This would be taking place in the last few episodes of Clone Wars Season 6 when Yoda actually talks to Darth Bane's ghost, so having a minifigure like that would have made this set way more desirable. Moving over to probably the most hyped set on this list, the $160 Yavin 4 Rebel base will be coming with 1,067 pieces. Honestly, looking at the set from the front, it doesn't look all that promising, but there are some nice details like the windows on top. And the Y-Wing that was rumored to be a microfighter is actually like a mini-scale build, which is a lot better than we ever expected, and it looks very, very well built and put together. I think that this really exceeded everyone's expectations of what it would be. It's a mid-scale Y-Wing with very nice detailing. The tree build with the watchtower in it is, well, something out of like a 4+ set, which is extremely disappointing. Moving over to the minifigures, they will be Luke and Han with their medals, Leia, General Dodonna, 2 Rebel pilots, Chewbacca, C-3PO, R2-D2, a Great Astromech in which I do not know the name of, a Rebel Fleet Commander, and a Rebel Technician. So here we have 12 minifigures for $160, which is pretty good if you ask me. I am also looking forward to those medals on Luke and Han. The base looks like it was designed in the same way that Vader's castle was, which makes sense because it's around the same price. It has turrets in the windows, which are pretty nice, but they're just stud shooters, and it has a nice hangar opening with a maintenance speeder in it. And if you look closely between the base and the trees, you can see General Dodonna with a Rebel pilot sitting around a table, which could be a conference room of some sort. And the ceremony hall that was rumored to be in the set is most likely going to be on the top level. And it's also nice to see little touches added with the vegetation and different textured bricks to give it that worn down look. Alright guys, that is going to be all that we have for you guys to... these sets. So apparently those mech rumors that everyone forgot about, well, they came out. First up, the Stormtrooper mech for $16 with 139 pieces. Yeah, we all remember these from the films because they're totally canon. But all jokes aside, for what it is, it doesn't really look that bad, but mechs in Star Wars just doesn't feel right. Like, damn, these mechs do not miss leg day. And on the chest, I'm not sure if that's a sticker, but hopefully that is a printed tile. But the minifigure is actually good because it's the newer updated body that was officially first used in the trash compactor. And what is most new about this minifigure is that it has white hips instead of the black ones. Moving on to the next mech, Darth Vader's mech, which will be coming in at also $16 and 139 pieces as well. The mech itself is somewhat bad because it's just all black with some hints of red in there. It also has a red lightsaber piece, which looks similar to the one that they use on Darth Vader's buildable figure, but that's something. Now the minifigure for Vader actually has his arm printing, which is nice to see that they're including the arm printed Vader more in sets now. Now LEGO could have cheaped out and just not included arm printing, but they did, which is very appreciated. Now this could be seen as a very cheap way to get arm printed Vader, which it is, but I wouldn't say is all the way worth it, so if you're gonna get this set exclusively for arm printed Vader, I would say wait for it to go on sale first before anything. I also did forget to mention that this mech does have a tile on its chest just like the Stormtrooper, in which I don't know if it's going to be a sticker or printed, but either way it looks pretty cool. And now moving on to the last set and the last mech of this list, the Boba Fett mech, which will be coming in at $16 and 155 pieces, in which I would say that this is the best set overall for the mech line. And part of that is because it actually looks like the character that it was designed around, versus the Vader and the Stormtrooper one, which not so much. The colors actually match the minifigure with the green, blue, yellow, and red. This Boba Fett also does have arm printing, and something that is pretty interesting is that he's in his Cloud City outfit but does not have his Cloud City cape. Other times that we have seen arm printing like this have been on the UCS Slave 1 and the Master Builder series Cloud City, which are both very expensive sets in the aftermarket. Now, I don't think that the arm printing on this will make the other more expensive Boba Fetts go down in price, simply because they have exclusive things that this one does not, like a face print or actually their Cloud City cape. So overall, this set actually is something I would like to pick up, just exclusively for that arm printed Boba Fett, but I think I will be getting this on sale though. So when compared to the other mechs, this is actually the best one, only because the saving grace of it is that Boba Fett minifigure. The fact that it has arm printing is probably going to be the only reason I'm going to pick this up, but on sale. I think if LEGO really wanted to entice us to buy sets at this price point, they should have went back to those 3 minifigure packs. They would have overall sold better and made buyers way happier than we are with the mechs. Alright, now we're done with the list. But thank you all so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, make sure to give it a like and subscribe if you haven't already, because we are trying to grow here. And if you have any type of suggestion for the channel, feel free to leave those in the comments as usual. And again, thank you all for the support that you have been giving us. We really do appreciate it. But on that note, we will see you guys later.